You talked about how they're using their vision and hearing. How do you talk to the family about maximizing their use of the vision and hearing? Are there things that you particularly suggest?
Well, because I'm a teacher of the visually impaired, the first thing I do is talk about the visual process, how the visual process works for all of us, and then where along that process their child may be having difficulty. Of course, I have them sign a release to get an eye report so that then I can verify that what I'm observing functionally is also what the doctors are saying is actually occurring. But what I want them to understand is that there isn't a cookie cutter solution for every visually impaired child. Some children need more light. Some children need less light. Some children need to be closer to things. For some children, if you make it bigger, they only see a little piece of it. So there isn't one recipe for, for adapting materials for a child with a visual impairment. So you have to know what the eye condition is and what those needs are. And then for many eye conditions, you need to have a very clean, clear background. So if we're on the floor and the rug has lots of flowers on it, I spread out a clean black towel. And I show the family how this toy doesn't show up very much on the regular rug. But man, if I put it on that black towel, look how it pops. Look how it shows up. Or I'll show where he didn't notice it down there because maybe his lower field is missing. But if sometimes I have a cardboard box, but if I set up a little cardboard box in front of the child and lay the black towel on top of it and raise the objects up in front of the child, now, he's noticing them. Woo! There are all kinds of little, you can show, even things like when a child, if they have difficulty with complexity, most people face into the middle of a room. But when you think about that, if you're facing into the middle of the room, you're seeing everything that's in the room. All of the furniture and the pictures and the books on the shelf and the magazines and all that complexity. Whereas if there's a wall, a white wall, and I turn that little munchkin around and face him toward the white wall, and there's nothing, and then I can hold up things and he'll see things there that he couldn't see if he was looking across a very busy, complex environment. So there are lots of little things, and nothing costs money. It's all very simple, just changing how you position the child or what they're looking at or where you're putting the visual target or where you're presenting the toys. Nothing is expensive. It's all very simple. And once they're aware of it, they begin to look at that in every room. They begin to realize, so if I want him to see something, I can do this here, or I can do this there. And we'll go from room to room, not at the first visit, but at later visits. We'll set up little areas to practice looking. If you're going to be on the changer, you're going to do that several times a day. Let's set that up so there's something for you to look at there. So those are the kinds of things.